Hi everyone, it's Paul from Touchboard Australia. Today I'm going to show you how to build your mobile height adjustable table easel system. What you want to do at first is lay out all the parts and components to this and what tools you'll need and all your screws. So you'll need Allen keys, pair of long nose pliers, pair of snips, cable ties and your drill, as well as the Allen key drill bit. So starting off with attaching your wheels to your base, it's the same for all our bases, whether it be the HA Cent, the Table Easel or the HAA. Same wheels, same system. Okay, so you want to use thread lockable by Loctite. You can get that at Bunnings. You put a slither of that onto the thread and then you turn your wheel clockwise, tighten it up with the thread on the base. Do that 4 times and your wheels will remain intact. If you don't do it, it will loosen over time and fall off. Turn your wheel clockwise, wheel tightens up, do that 4 times, you've got your wheels ready. Move away anything you don't need at the present moment, such as cables, power boards and whatever else. Now these are your legs. You've got 4 screws in the corner of each leg. They go into the insert of the base. The legs sticking out. Imagine it like a pair of sticky out ears. So they're sticking out each side. You don't stick them in, you stick them out. Hand tighten the screws from the insert. Do that to both legs. Don't fully tighten it because you need a little room for adjustment. Wheel your base away. And now we're going to work on the tilting system. So we're just going to draw our camera in. The bottom part of the tilting system, you want the screw hole to be facing you. This is the back of the system. That's the screw that we'll be using, the washers and the nut. So that's the layout of how it will look. You've got your cover plates. You'll put your screw through the first cover plate hole to the bottom part of the tilting system and you'll screw that in. So once you've done that, the rest of the holes will line up. Now you've got 2 rubber inserts on your cover plates. The system wants to sit behind, the back of the system wants to sit behind the rubber inserts. So again, we do the same to this one. Thread the screw through both the holes. We tighten that nut up. So that's the bottom section done. Now what we'll do is we'll go to the top section. So we've got your rubber insert. Don't mount your system over that. The holes will line up. We put our system in line with the holes on the cover plate. And there should be 1 hole left on the cover plate. That's for the cable going in and out. So this is what it should look like. You've got your big screws again through the hole. Get your drill into the cover plate. Hold the nut with your long nose pliers. Drill that in. That section is complete. Now you want to put the back of your system onto the legs. That should fit in. Now what you want to do now is line up your holes in your cover plate to the holes in the arm. Screw that in to secure it. Do the same to the other side. You might need to push your legs. That's why I said just hand tighten the legs onto the base. Once you've got them secure, tighten it up with your drill and then go down to your base and hand tighten your screws. Now that's all ready. That's your main framework done. I had this on the system earlier, but I've taken it off to show you again. This is the brains of the Table Easel system. So you got your screw holes in place there, so it's just your small Allen key screws. You can tighten them on with an Allen key. So that's going to stay there. At the top of the brains is your power insert. At the bottom is your insert for your Cat5 cable and your control cable. Now add on your power board. Again, there's inserts for that there. Allen key screws go in there 4 times. And you got your power cable coming out of your power board. So this is what your system should be looking like by now. You got a big flexible cable tie that you can tighten and loosen. Put your power cable through there. This is your control cable for your arms. These are the legs, sorry. That's what's going to lift the system up and down. So just connect it to, you got a yellow cable on the end of your arms. They clip on. You can't pull them apart. You've got to press onto it and then pull it apart. So they'll be nice and secure when the system's getting moved. I have the actuator arm. This is going to be the main thing for tilting. So put your eye bolt through the arm, clip it on with your safety clip, and there should be a screw that goes through the bottom of the arm. Now if your arm doesn't line up with your bottom tilt bar, no worries. Basically, if your system, you can set your system to be on, and you can use your controller to lower your arm or make it, or bring it up if it's not lining up with the hole, so I wouldn't panic. Now that's the hardware practically done. The next stage is cable management. Actuator arm has another control cable. So in the bottom of your brains, it's labeled 1, 2, and 3. 1 is for your left leg, 2 is for your right leg, and 3 is for your arm. And there's a spare Cat5 port for your actual control device, which will do the tilting and lifting up and down. So let's plug the system in. We're not going to start cable tying until we see this on adjust the height and we see it on tilt. That way we can get a feel for what's the maximum length this cable needs to be at. See, if you start cable tying, you make things too short. When you're tilting, it's going to provide stress on your cable. You're going to wreck your cable or destroy other things. So there's no need for that. Let's get on tilt. This is when the cables are really sort of moving and it's taking up. We find out what slack we've got, what slack we haven't got. This section is just cable management. Now you've got your built-in cable, adjustable cable ties in the system, so you can use them. The main aim is don't let the cable get in the way. Try and secure it as neatly as you can. Keep testing, keep tilting up and down, find out what it's pulling, what it's not pulling, and then you can adjust accordingly. So I've got a couple of cables sticking out here. I'm just going to secure with extra cable tie, mount that onto the system, make sure nothing's sticking out, and then we can, once we're fully satisfied, we can put on attach the end to our cover plates. So once you've attached the end, that's you saying, I don't need to muck around with anything else in here. We adjust the system again, we tilt it up and down, and this is where you fine tune. You go, right, there's a cable sticking out here. Let's just tie that in. There's something at the side here. I just want to make that a bit neater. So I've got an adjustable cable tie here. I'm just adding on. I'm putting that on from the arm. And then we adjust again. It doesn't matter how many times you want to tilt and test, because at the end of the day, it will save you time rather than you having to fix a mistake further down the road. So everything's neat, tidy. We're ready to go to add the panel. That's the front of the system. This is what it should look like. You got your mounting holes on the top and the bottom, ready for a panel to be inserted. Thank you.